Welcome back. Now joining us are Stephanie Carrillo, Doblade Elliott, and Owen Hewitt, students who are benefiting from the Project Portal to Success in Engineering program at Montgomery College. And it's a great pleasure for us to have all of you. We had administrators and faculty in the earlier segment, and now it's a lot of fun for us to actually talk to the students at Montgomery College. Our favorite thing to do, right, Fritzi?
Absolutely.
Let me start with you, Owen, and one of the things that we had a chance to do is visit with you very briefly before the show, and I think you told us a wonderful story about why you took an interest in the field of science and engineering at a very young age, or at least thought about being a scientist. So why don't you tell our viewers about that?
Absolutely. In elementary school, my teacher once told us to, outline ourselves and draw a picture of what you'd like to be when you grow up. And my friends were doing policemen and firefighters, and I decided to be a chemist. And so I drew myself with a lab coat and goggles and holding an Erlenmeyer flask. And it's sort of been with me since I was a little kid.
The funny thing, though, was you had also said your parents were not necessarily the ones who said, this is the field you're going to follow. You're not going to follow our footsteps. Your parents are in a totally different field.
Right. My mother is in fine arts and my father is in social sciences. But I've just been exposed to science to a point where I've fallen in love with it. It's a passion, and so I'm sticking with it right now. And
Wow.
really good.
Stephanie, let me go over to you. You did have someone in your family who's not exactly an engineer. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that someone is my father, and he's a mathematician. He loves math, and since I was a little kid, he used to teach me and help me with my homework and being in a lot of projects. So I guess his passion was transmitted to me, so I fell in love with math too.
Doblade, now we want to turn to you and find out. And first of all, I want our viewers to know all of you have come in as freshmen and are part of this program together, coming in from different high schools in Montgomery County. But what led you into Project Portal, and tell us about your interest in the field of engineering?
Well, I like math and science, and engineering combines the two. I've always liked my math and the science. I wasn't too fond of English, so it seemed like the perfect field when I was learning about it, and this seemed like a really good idea when I was looking at options, so I chose this one.
And I'm going to ask a question that I'm happy to ask. We have two women sitting on our couch today in a discussion about science and engineering and math. I'm curious about your experience as women in the program. Are you finding more and more company, or are you sometimes the only one, and what's that like?
Well, for me, I don't have a problem to deal with men or boys. I love to have, friends that are males. But yeah, I see there is a lack of women in, in our classes, in most of our math and science classes. So that is a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, because you don't have the same connection with men as you do with women. When you want to ask for homework, when you want to tell something, you want to ask for help, it's not the same. So I think sometimes it gets a little bit sad, a little bit alone. So yeah.
Right, tell us a little bit about the program you're involved in. There has to be people out there that have been hearing in our discussion today that there's a dramatic need, plenty of job opportunities in the fields of science and engineering, not enough women and minorities moving into these fields, but you all have a program that is really helping to mentor you through this. Tell us about your experience in the program at Montgomery College.
Well, we've already discussed the program, and that's FIPSE and PPSC. I really like the program because we have professors that are trained specifically just to teach us, and we have all the support that we need technology-wise and tutoring and our help, and financially also, which is just very great for all of us. I mean, who doesn't like money, honestly? But
so the scholarship support really helps you a lot.
And,
I'm sorry?
Oh, God.
Doblade, some of your experiences in the program that have been most meaningful so far, and you all are in the first year of this.
Well, knowing people, I know a lot of people who come here, and it's new because it's a new college is new for everybody, so we had the summer program, we got to know each other, then we came into school.
And talk for a minute about that summer program. You come to school and get to know each other, and the work in the summer, which might sound unpopular to study in the summer, but it actually was really useful.
Right. We got a little introduction about like where calculus came from, and we learned MATLAB, which a lot of us haven't even started working with. So we got a brief introduction to that before we get into that, because I think you do that in the higher math courses. So that was really good for us.
It builds a network, I guess. You said that all of you have friends from the summer. You're all friends.
Right.
So some good study partners.
Yes, absolutely.
Spent many hours together.
One of the things I think that makes it difficult for people to say, you know, what am I going to do the rest of my life, and looking at these various somewhat complicated fields to people that are not from scientific or engineering background. When you're thinking in high school, and I think we have students from Einstein, right, and Gaithersburg and Montgomery County High Schools, are you thinking about these types of fields in high school, or is that just something that doesn't reach your mind at that point?
I think I'm like an Owen. I always knew I wanted to be in the math field, so this was easy, and my parents didn't try to force a career upon me, so it makes it better for you because you feel like you made this decision and you can stick with it, so that's really helpful.
And now that you've made this decision, what's the future hold? What are your plans for careers, for going on in your education? Let's start with you, Stephanie.
Well, hopefully I want to transfer to University of Maryland or University of Rochester Institute of Technology, which is in New York. That was my first choice. I actually got accepted to it, but I chose Montgomery College. But I want to, go there and, specialize in computer engineering.
It's exciting for us to hear. You got accepted to RIT and went to Montgomery College. Good for Montgomery College, and eventually for RIT. We have just a couple of seconds left, but we'd love to hear what each of your plans are after Montgomery College.
Mine looks like it's going to be Maryland, but everybody wants to go to MIT if they can, so let's try to shoot for that.
Absolutely. I'd also love to go to MIT, but specifically GW or Georgia Tech, where they have a patent law program, and I would love to be a patent attorney.
Well, it sounds like Project Portal to Success is working. Thanks to all of you for being with us. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, some final thoughts.